This question coming in a form hosted by a business organization will probably be no surprise. In a cycle of declining revenues, which we're obviously facing right now, and as a policymaker, what role would you advocate the city play in business retention and attraction, and should this be a priority, and if so, why?
So, absolutely, the city should take an active role in advocating and really fighting for business retention and attraction. And in fact, over the next several months, Helen Duncan, Marianne Varney of the Downtown Business Association, Councilmember Mitch Ward, and Mayor Pro Tem Cohen are going to be convening an economic summit devoted to just that issue: how to retain and attract local small businesses. And in fact, Councilmember Ward has invited me to participate in that summit if I'm elected. And so I see our role as one of collaboration in promoting businesses, local businesses. In addition to the residents, the businesses are also the other engine that makes this city run. We have part of our way of life because of the sales tax revenue that those businesses bring in. And those business owners, many of them are residents. Some of the employees are residents. They're neighbors to us. Even if they don't live here, they're neighbors to us during the day, during the working hours. And so, should it be a priority? Absolutely. And I think I've just explained those reasons why. It's necessary for us to come together right now in what we see as a weakened economic climate, and really put our heads together and figure out how to attract those local businesses, how to keep the ones we have, and how to keep moving forward together.
Thank you. Wayne?
Our businesses are very important to our city. They're sales tax revenue generators. That's what's wrong with our budget. Right now, revenue is down. We all know it's because of the recession. We need to get business growing. Now, the primary responsibility for attracting businesses and attracting customers to frequent our businesses are the responsibility of the Chamber and the Downtown Business and Professions Association. There was a very good program previously that was called Buy Manhattan. It was a very good program by the Chamber. The city embraced it, promoted it on the website. It got people to buy locally, so we keep the sales tax revenue locally. There's two elements of our businesses here. Having served on the Planning Commission, currently the chair, we have our regional draw businesses, which are on the Rosecrans and Sepulveda corridor. We have our local businesses that service our community, our small businesses. That's in the downtown area. We really want to keep our small downtown businesses. These are individual shop owners. They're very important to our economy. They're the ones that are suffering most during this recession period. So everything that we can do to keep our small businesses vibrant and thriving, the city needs to be doing that.
Nick, your thoughts?
Obviously, we certainly want as a priority to help our businesses because of the dollars they bring in, but it's also, again, getting back to sense of community. Having a vacant downtown is going to be a complete disaster for us. We're starting to see now businesses close. And so we as leaders have to be proactive. At our last council meeting, we talked about the summit, and we've actually decided to take it one step further, at least agendize it, to talk about it one step further, and that is to create a task force of council members working with the Chamber, working with the Downtown Business Association, working with the North End Business Association, working with the mall, to try to find ways as leaders to go out to other leaders in the community to help small businesses. A couple examples. We need to approach landlords and try to figure out how to get rent concessions for our small businesses. The rents are adjusting downward as we speak in downtown. They escalated too high, and now they're going to adjust downward. We're either proactive and try to manage that process, or it'll be a disaster for us. And so we have to go out to the landlords and figure out an answer in their interest, as well as in the interest of the businesses, as well as in the community. And also we need to talk to our banks. These are local banks, and they have obligations to community lend, and so we need to figure out ways to work with our banks to provide some financing for our small businesses. And they're now encouraged, with all the various billions of dollars, or trillions of dollars, I should say, that they've received, it's time that they put some money back into the community. So we as leaders have to be proactive, because if we just wait and react, it'll be a disaster for our community.
Thanks. Peter?
Wayne touched on it a little bit there with the Buy Manhattan program, which I thought was a successful program. I think we need to re-implement that. Much like the lights that come out during Christmas time. Yeah, I'll tell you specifically what I'm thinking. We need flags and banners and these sorts of things that come out and promote buying in Manhattan. I think a lot of our residents don't realize that 1% of every dollar they spend is revenue for the city. So a lot of times you're getting gas where you work, or you're dry cleaning where you work, and these are the small, well, not so much the gas, but the dry cleaners, the folks like that. These are the small businesses that are in our neighborhoods that we need to keep supported up. And in a Buy Manhattan campaign, if you will, there's other things that we can alert our neighbors to as well. Our water costs are rising right now. They're estimated to go up 15%, another $500,000. We need to conserve water within the city. That's things people don't know unless you're actually a conservationist. You're looking at these sorts of things. Someone's got to tell you. So I actually found out on the radio about a week ago. I heard a commercial for it. I looked into it, and it's true. Water costs are going up. Our city's looking at possibly paying another $570,000 in the next year. We need to educate people that watering your lawn twice a week will save 1,000 gallons over a month. These are all sorts of issues we can bring out and include into a Buy Manhattan sort of campaign that's going to let everybody know things they might not be educated on. Thanks much.
And Richard?
I think Nick brought it up earlier, the fact that it's past the summit idea. I think council can look at it, forming an economic advisory board past that, your landlords, and grab help from the chamber and prospective tenants and current tenants. I just talked to a guy who's got a building for lease on Sepulveda. He says, I'm doing what I can to drop it down, but at some point I have enough. I'm not going to drop it any lower, no matter what it is. And that's the problem. Also, the idea that, Peter brought up the idea of talking about Buy Manhattan. It's been going on 2006. The little stickers you see at every store, we still run a Buy Manhattan program. We talk about it every time we get a chance on our website. The chamber does, and our website, our email blast. We continue doing that in the paper as well. Part of it is responsibility of people to pay attention to things we put out there and actually know what we're doing. That's a key thing. And the taxes you guys are going to go up, not because of us, but LA County's taking a jump July 1st. That Measure R, here we go again, other sales tax rate. And if Sacramento and its wisdom passes their idea of a sales tax, here we go again. So we'll pay the second highest tax rate in the country, right behind New York. So whatever you can do to keep people here, whether it's the advisory board, whether you do more reaching out from our point of view, talking to people from ourselves and say, look, we know a great place you can rent on Manhattan Beach Boulevard or Manhattan Avenue. We know about Sprott. We know about Baby A. We know about people that we know personally and see them every day in our city. You're right. You want to shop people that you know in your own city. You support your own neighbors. That's where it starts. Buy everything you can here. It's actually goods purchased in Manhattan Beach, not services. It's goods that are taxable. That's what you want. Buy as much as you can here in your own backyard. So the only good thing about Measure R, and I can tell you guys, the proposition of Measure R, is that we actually get money back prorated to our size of our residents, number of residents in our own city. It's the only bright point about raising the tax. We actually get some benefit down the road. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Richard.